Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Those who are preparing for TCS NQT interview or those who are preparing for TCS NQT exam, this video is for you guys. So basically, I have cleared my TCS NQT and I have been preparing for interview. Within 2 days, there is an interview. So I would like to say that you have to be perfect with your resume. You have to know each and every projects which you have made, the experience which you have, the technical skills which you have. You need to have each and everything in detail. Suppose if I just wants to check your skills in technical skills, I'll just ask you a question on JavaScript. It can be a question on Python. It can be a question on Node. It can be a question on deep learning. It can be anything. They can ask you anything. So you have to be perfect in all those things which you have mentioned. And coming to the project part, you have to be accurate with your answers and you have to explain, you must be able to explain them why you have used. Suppose if I just mention this project, let's say an AI powered career and skill path recommendation system. Suppose they ask you what is an NLP, then you must be able to explain NLP. I would say that NLP stands for natural language processing. It's basically an language which is able to understand the human language because normally machine doesn't understand the human language, so we just basically convert data into numbers and add some context to it, like as adding a cosine similarity and things like that. So that's how NLP works. If they are going to ask you what is spacey, so I don't have that much knowledge of spacey, so I'll just go to the NLP spacey documentation and you just click on this. You'll get to know about what is spacey. It is for my resume. You can do it for yourself for your resume. It is just the way of how to prepare for the interview. Spacey is a Python library used to process and analyze text efficiently for natural language processing tasks. It's basically a Python library which basically analyzes the text efficiently for NLP process. It basically provides ready to use models and tools for working with linguistic data. When you have a lot of data, that is English data, I mean, it can be any part, and Spacey is basically an ready to use model where it supports tokenization, POS tagging, stop word removals, and also works well with the large text data set, and it is commonly used in NLP pipelines. These are the things which you have to mention. The token represents an individual word, punctuation mark, or symbol. Token is, as I said, that we add some embeddings or not embeddings. Embedding is a complex part. It comes in the transformer. It basically adds weight to the text based on the context which we are saving in our data. Tokenization in spacing. How does it work? Tokenization is basically what you have a large data set. You break it down into tokens. That is what it is. So tokenization is basically the process of making a raw text into meaningful units such as words. Let me tell you, right? I just said that you have to break down a word into, I mean, a sentence into words. So we have a word called I love machine learning. The tokenizer basically converts it into I love machine learning and this mark. It converts each and everything, and now it is going to add an embedding. So love has a higher embedding, machine 2 has an higher embedding, and learning as well. I has a slightly less, and this is also has slightly less, not slightly, very less. The context, I mean the weights. Yes, this is how it is. Tagger, as I've already said, POS tagging is basically parts of speech tagging. What are the parts of speech in our vectors? I mean the tokens. We have a parser. NER is basically entity recognition. It can be your name, it can be an organization name, it can be location. Suppose I just write I love Hyderabad. I is okay. I stands for a person. Love is basically a meaning. You can add it, but Hyderabad is not something that everyone machine can understand. We as a people know that what is Hyderabad, but the machine doesn't able to know what is Hyderabad. So we just add spacey. Spacey is already trained in a large named and organization data set, so it is able to understand that Hyderabad is a place. So that's how it works. Entity recognition is an important part to add context. Lemmatizer, as I said, converting a words into its base form, like a running to run, and like that. Classification to classify. That's how it works. NLP task using spacey. We can do tokenization. Breaking, as I said, that breaking a text into an individual words, punctuation, and symbols. Parts of speech tagging is, as I said, that identifying the grammatical part of the words. Dependency parsing is if a word is dependent on the previous word, like I love running. What do you love? I love running. Running is the word which I love. So that's how like parts of speech tagging. Dependency, as I said now, and named entity, as I've already said, that recognizing the name. Suppose I say Abhay is a pursuing computer science. Who is Abhay? Abhay is the name, right? Yeah. So that's how it works. Text classification is basically classifying which type of text it is. Suppose I just say that. Suppose I just wanted to know about an email, spam email or not. I'll see whether the email is spam or not using some uh, context or the what we call. I just yeah. So it is going to detect spam detection versus and also sentiment analysis. That's how I am going to understand. I can also go to the documentation part, how things works, download a language model, perform this, spacey.load. We are going to load en core web sm, define example text. So this is a text. Spacey is a powerful library for natural language processing. And we are going to process this using the NLP, the model which we have taken. And for token in documents, we are going to print the token position and the token text. So it is going to print like this. These are the applications. That's how we are going to understand each and everything. So that's how they are going to ask you. They are going to ask you what is a MongoDB. Then you have to explain. So Smart AI is an IT help desk system. It's one of the major consequence, like major one of the major project. I mean, it is one of the major problem in IT systems. We have to understand how things works. So we have developed an AI-powered IT helpdesk system with automated ticket classification and intelligent routing. I mean, basically, we are classifying in which domain it comes in, the ticket which is generated by the employee, and where we have to send the ticket routing. Suppose if I am not understanding like how my project is, you just have to suppose you are having a GitHub account. I am having my help desk AI. I'll just paste this link to ChatGPT or the I mean the cloud AI, and it is going to tell me that what you have to learn. Suppose yes, it is automatic ticket IT help desk system. It is going to tell you each and everything like how things are working here. I'll show you. Yes, yes. Yeah, here is the thing. So first it is going to tell you that what else you have used. Yes. Yeah. It is here. It is. So it is going to set the architecture. It is going to say about what is the architecture, how the ticket classification works. We basically have this employee and we have an LP code classifier, which is this. And if the confidence is greater than 70 or 40 per, we have to use this. We also have a priority scoring based on the priority. It can be a job level priority. It can be the production or urgency based keywords priority. It can be the final priority. If the score is 50 or it's greater than 50, then we are going to mark it as an high priority. We have to first solve this ticket which is classified. And like how this is how you can learn with your projects. If you have mentioned your AI projects, they are going to cross question you like what is the model you have used, what is the back propagation algorithm. If you don't know back propagation algorithm, even I don't know. I just know what back propagation algorithm in deep learning. Backpropagation algorithm is something that when you have a forward path and the difference between the actual and predicted output is high, then you have to backpropagate the values, change the parameters, and then keep running. That's how it is. You can just click on this and you can just go to the documentation part and try to understand what is actually backpropagation. I just said that backwards or for backward propagation of AI is a key algorithm used to train neural networks by minimizing the difference between the predicted and actual output. That is what I said. It's basically when you have a larger difference between the predicted and the actual output, then we have to minimize it by adjusting the parameters. It works by propagating error backward through the network using the chain rule of calculus to compute gradients and the iteratively updating the weights and biases. So basically, if I just learned this combined with optimization techniques like gradient descent, backpropagation uses the model to reduce loss across epochs and effectively learn complex patterns from data. So as I said that I have seen it only one time. I would like to just explain it in my own without saying it. Okay, let's do it. Backpropagation is a backward pass algorithm in deep learning models where the work of the backpropagation is to first, in a forward pass, the error will be calculated using the actual minus predicted value. If the difference is larger, then backpropagation algorithm uses gradient descent where it goes back and changes the weights and parameters, weights and biases, and again it recalculates it, which minimizes the error until we minimize the error totally. Then till then we have to train a model using backpropagation. As I said, it is, yes, you can explain it in your own. There is no worries that you have to be perfect at it. I think yes, we are done with it. If you have mentioned, I have mentioned this web technologies. If you have mentioned Node, they are going to talk what is Node. Node, you can explain it in two lines. Like Node is an runtime environment which is used when we are using JavaScript. We are using it inside the browser. Apart from the browser, you can use in your local storage. I mean the local laptops or any other. You just install environment, Node environment, and rest you can run your JavaScript codes in your backend. I mean in your laptop as well. Express is an HTTP, I mean the web server connection, and React is basically to build the user interface. It consists of hooks and what we call use state, use effect. These are the things which are important. HTML, you have to understand what are the tags in HTML like anchor tags, list, and other parameters like nav, not parameters, the tags which includes navbar. SQL is very much important. They are going to ask you two or three questions like find the second maximum value in an second maximum salary in a database, like that question. Machine learning, as I said, you should know a little bit basics. Deep learning, as I know, so I have mentioned it. Generative AI basics I have added because I know a little bit of generative AI as well. And coming to the fundamentals, operating system, they are going to ask you what is an OS, what is a kernel, what are the types of OS, what are the functions of OS, what are the process control block, how are you going to handle the job scheduling, what is a thread, what are the process state. These are the questions they are going to mention. Coming to the DBMS part, you have to know what is DBMS, what is database, what is RDBMS, how database stores. And oops, coming to those, there are four pillars of OOPS. One is inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction. Inheritance is basically child parent. When a child class is able to use the parent class attributes by using some extend or extend keywords. That inheritance basically we are acquiring the parents attributes or its methods, member functions. Then it is an inheritance. There can be types of inheritance: multi inheritance, single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and we have an abstraction. Abstraction is basically hiding important details. Sorry, hiding the implementation part and showing only the important details. Like we all know that when you are driving a car, I mean, we are driving a car, then you don't need to know about the engine part, right? So that is how it is. That's basically an abstraction. Encapsulation is a binding of data together and hiding the data. I mean, you're not giving access, you're giving access to particular data. We use access modifiers. There are three types of access modifier. One is private, public, and another one is protected. Private is basically you are hiding it, you no other class can access your private, only the inside your class can access. And protected is basically inside the whole class you can access it, but outside the class you cannot access. Whereas public is everyone can access outside the class or inside the class. Suppose you want to hide the salary details, then you can, or password details, then you can use private or you can use protected as well. We have a computer networks. I haven't started my basics yet, but still I know the basics of computer networks with the OSIA model, the TCP/IP model, and there are many other things as well. IPv4 addressing, IPv6, DNS, SMTP. These are the things which you need to learn. That's it. Tools and platforms. I know Git and GitHub since I use Git and GitHub in my day-to-day life by like basically understanding the structure of the code. I just if I was just want to upload my repositories into the GitHub, I use Git commands like git add, git commit, git push, git remote add origin, and one more is an important command. Yes, these are the three main commands. Initialization is also important. Git init is a initialization command. GitHub is a platform where Git commands are used, where whether it is a basically stores the data. It's like cloud platform, but you cannot say it totally cloud. Whereas Git is a version control which consists of commands, and using that commands we can push our code into the GitHub without the human intervention. Coming to the achievements, these are the achievements which I have, like I was qualified for the round two. You can explain it why, what did you do in that hackathon, and I have participated in several hackathons. So I've mentioned it out, and also I qualified for the round one of TCS Code Vita within a global rank of like 2180. You can also mention your achievements, and these are the extracurricular activities. This is what you have to mention in your resume, and they are going to be very specific about what you have mentioned, and they are also going to ask you things like why are you want to join TCS, or questions like HR questions you already know. You can search it out on Google. I'll just open ChatGPT, and you can be specific. You should explain it clearly. There should be no doubt in your answers. It must be clear cut. They must understand your solutions. Whether you are able to like they have you have to convince them with your answers. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult to explain them what you are doing. Where is a project? Yes. That's how you have to explain. You have to just by heart your resume and be confident in the interview. Don't get panic. I know everyone gets panic when there is an interview. You have to give your best. You have to think like, yes, I am the best. I can do, whether you are speaking correctly or, but you should be like, yeah, I am able to give a correct answer where they can understand it. That is what they needed in the to. And not only this, I am not able to show you this. Okay, this is pretty much about it. If you have any doubts or queries, you can let me know, and be confident. Give your interviews. It's no need to worry about what you have mentioned. I have mentioned a lot of things in resume. I am still revising it, and it takes time. So yeah, thanks for watching. All the best.